Welcome to our ClimateWisdom live stream from COP30 Climate Change Conference in Belém, Brazil. We bring together delegates from the area of faith, science, civil society and policy making to care, to share and to inspire. My name is Sonja Ohlsson from the Brahma Kumaris Environment Initiative, and I will be moderating this session tonight. The theme this evening is spiritual and indigenous voices for the earth. And the main talks in COP at the moment, apart from the fire, is the need to phase out fossil fuels completely. And today the Brazilian President Lula asked all of us to imagine a society without fossil fuels. So I invite you listeners to imagine a society without fossil fuels. How does it look like? The COP host also decided to create 11 new indigenous territories today after very intense demands and protests. And tonight I have a speaker from Brazil here who has indigenous voices and spiritual voices very close to her heart. So welcome, and welcome to both of our speakers. We have Isabel Pereira. You're from ISER, Institute for Environment Religious Studies, and Sister Jayanti, our additional administrative head from the Brahma Kumaris. Most welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll start with my question to you, Isabel. You are a lawyer and you're a master in international law and human rights, and you have worked with social justice and humanitarian affairs for over 20 years with NGOs, international organizations, and you're currently the coordinator of religion and environment at the Institute ISER. Can you share what brings you to COP and how the interfaith climate is in Brazil at the moment?
Yes, thank you very much, first of all, for inviting me to this round of conversations. It's a pleasure to be here again. I was with you last year in Baku, so I'm really happy to be here again. ISER has worked with environmental issues since the 90s. I think you do remember Rio 92. And ISER had already activities around faith and environment in that time. So since then, ISER has worked with these issues. And since 2015, after the Paris Agreement, ISER has worked more closely to climate justice and faith. In that year, we created the initiative Faith in Climate. So since then, we've been following up COPs and been following up the climate justice issues and mobilizing faith communities to face the climate crisis. For us, the COP environment, we know it's a very harsh one, but it's a very important one. We know it's the negotiations can really, make a change in the world, but we know that it has limits.
So why is it harsh?
I think it's a harsh environment when you have that many states negotiating, that many people trying to solve a problem, but also with political issues and other issues. It's sometimes a very harsh environment. So when you bring other actors in the table, like civil society, faith communities are part of civil society, and other actors, movements, social movements, it brings another atmosphere to the COPs, and also a sense of responsibility to the ones that are deciding the matters at the table. So that's why ISER is having work at COPs and also bringing faith communities at COP, actually the issues of COP to faith communities. So we have been also this year until now that we have the COP here in Brazil, working with different faith-based organizations, faith communities, peoples of different religions, different spiritualities, talking about the issues that were going to be discussed here at COP, so that everyone could have a say in what was being decided.
Do you know approximately how many different religious and spiritual communities are here from Brazil?
I'm not sure here. I know that's more than 15, for sure, more than 15, because we counted at least the ones who were in the activities that we were co-organizing. So more than 15 for sure, but maybe more, because I know that there were other representatives from other religion and other spiritualities that are also here. So it must be more. Brazil is a very diverse place when we talk about religion, and it's something that's very dear to Brazilians' heart, faith. There's a research that more than 85% of the population believe in God in some way, and many of us do follow a religion or have a different spirituality. So it's something that's very important for Brazilians in all decisions that they take in social life. The religion is present there, the spirituality is present there. So why not bring in also this theme to the table?
Very good. It's good you all came.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And Sister Jayanti, you are the additional administrative head of the Brahma Kumaris, and you've been representing the big case in the UN since the 80s. So it's over 40 years of work for peace, for women, and in the environment. We got engaged in 2009, and you have a lifetime of spiritual dedication and helping humanity, right? Serving. So you came here Sunday. So you've now been here 4 or 5 days. So what are your personal learnings and observations from this past week and that you'd like to share with us?
It's been very lovely to see children and young people involved.
Yeah.
There was a specific stand where it was young people and children there, and they were having a lot of fun, but obviously they were learning a lot also. And there was a press conference that I attended, and in that they had children from across the world, from Turkey, from Thailand, from Middle East and China. So that was amazing, and the children were sharing what they had actually done. So nothing was theory, but it was all practical. What are the things that they had done before coming to COP? And they were very inspirational, and they were inspiring other young children their age. I can do it, you can do it too. So that was very lovely to see the involvement in a very practical way of all of this. And the second thing is that really, truly, the faith-based organizations are given a very good platform now. And so we get invited to other people's panels, but also the faith-based committee, the liaison committee, that put together a couple of events, and the World Council of Churches was involved in that. So that was very lovely. And I've learned a lot from the Climate Studio. Like yesterday, I understood more about the Franciscans than I've known in all these years. So there's always so much to learn.
We had Buddy here from the Franciscan International. You must know him.
Yes. Buddy is such a nice person.
Yes.
And works really hard at COPs.
So you have been here for 1 week, but you've been here for 2 weeks. I think. Yes. You've been very active, and I agree with you. The past 3 COPs, there hasn't been much of civil society. So I'm very happy to experience that again, a very vibrant atmosphere on the streets. Every corner, every university, every school, something is happening. And it brings, of course, a very different atmosphere to the whole COP. And you arranged a vigil. I don't know how many came to that, but
Around 300 people in all together with, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and you participated in the global march.
Yes.
And there was up to 70,000 people.
Yes.
In civil society,
It was
indigenous
amazing.
community. So what are your learnings and observations from these past 2 weeks?
Yes.
You've been to many COPs, right? How many?
This is actually my third one, so not that many. But yes, this is my third one. It was Egypt, Sharm el Sheikh, then Baku last year, and now Brazil, Belém. I think that's something that has been a path through until this COP was, and that also inspired us to doing all this work, was something that was put by the presidency of COP30, which was the Global Ethical Stocktake. I'm sure that you have listened a lot about this the last few days or months. And Minister Marina Silva from the Environmental and Climate Change Ministry, she has been putting this effort in this global ethical stocktake since last year. So this is something that also inspired a lot of social movements and mostly faith movements as well to design and do activities even prior to COP30, and so that we could get here to a point that we were already discussing the matters. And so the vigil had two main inspirations. This was one of them, but another one that really comes from 92, as we mentioned before, was a big interfaith vigil that happened in Rio de Janeiro back then in 92, which gathered 30,000 people. So it was another moment in history. It lasted 12 hours. It was actually a vigil that lasted 12 hours.
You were not there, right, in Rio originally? No.
Yes, but we had people from Brahma Kumaris there,
yes.
and ISER was one of the organizers together with the interfaith movement in Rio. And I know that Luciana from Brahma Kumaris said she was there in 92. And so we had this thought of, since this happened at that time, it was a very specific time in history, we now needed also other interfaith movements, interfaith activities. And that's why we took the vigils, but the vigils were a path. We did vigils around 6 cities in Brazil. So we started with Brasilia, then we had Rio de Janeiro. We started with Brasilia, then we had Porto Alegre in the south of Brazil, and then we had Rio de Janeiro, we had Natal and Recife in the northeast, and we also had Manaus, which was also in the north of the country, and now Belém, which was held last week. And in all of the videos we had local religious leaderships that were participating, but not only participating, but they were also co-organizing with us, so putting whatever thoughts they had on the organization of the video. So this path was really, for us, the most important part of the videos. And we don't want this to be a process that's ending now, but it's beginning this year and will last, I don't know until when. But we know that these kind of movements, they are needed from now on, because we have a lot of work to do. And the march, it was very, very moving. I was actually very, very moved to see that many people in the streets. I think it was
a huge globe.
Yes.
Carrying a huge globe.
Many different movements all together. We had people of faith, but we had a lot of other social movements, organizations, people from everywhere in the world. We were very happy to see that many people saying that we must face climate crisis now.
But Isabel, what is your personal learning? Have you learned anything personally? I will also ask you this.
Yes, I think so. But it was not only personal. I think it was already also professional. But it's not that I learned, but I reinforced something that I think we all know, but that we really have to build things jointly. Yeah. It's the things that were developed by one person or one organization, they didn't have as much strength as many organizations, many communities together, many religious leaders together. So when we come all together, it really gives a different strength and a different sense of what was happening, because it was really a collective construction, a collective, it's everyone's work that's there. Like, you can really see this. You can really see that people, actually also in the march, they were feeling as if the march was themselves. Like, it was organized by the People's Summit, but everyone felt that the march was themselves doing it.
So if you want to have a voice, you have to speak collectively and jointly.
Yes, I really do believe, especially in themes as the ones that we are dealing with here, that are very demanding and very challenging.
Sorry.
You're okay?
Don't worry.
Yes. So any personal learning from you? Any sort of personal?
A little bit like Isabel is saying, teamwork.
Yeah.
And here again, within our own group, that we come from many different countries, but the teamwork that happens makes everything move very smoothly. So if it can happen in a small scale, it can also definitely happen
In a big scale.
in a bigger scale.
So I will give you a question now, so Sister Jayanti can sort of.
Can I
get
just
some
add
water?
something up
Yeah.
in this personal thing? Because we all have been doing very hard work, and not only during this past 2 weeks. I mean, like the whole year, we're all trying to do our best to have COP here in Belém, and it was very demanding time. But something that I can really see. I really see that no, it's okay. I really see that even with when we have really demanding work, we don't sleep well, we don't eat well, we don't take care of ourselves well, and this makes people sick. Like, we're all like crumbling down with exhaustion, and I really do think that this is something that we should think a bit more when we do these types of very demanding work, like 2 weeks without sleeping, without eating well, because if we're not well, then we cannot do our work well, and we need to be well to actually do this demanding job that COP really requires us. So.
Yeah, I'm very happy here within our Brahma Kumaris delegation. We have a joint morning meditation every morning, and it really helps us. And I thought it wouldn't work this year because we have accommodating 2 different venues, but we do it together on Zoom, so it works.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
And also with good food, I know.
Yes. So, Sister Jayanti, the topic today is the spiritual voice of the earth. How do you interpret that? And I'm also curious if you have any spiritual experiences in nature that you like to share with us.
I'd like to share an experience I had in Mount Abu this year. I happened to be there for the monsoon season, which was after a very long time. And when we'd go up the mountain, it was like an ethereal experience, because there's a little ecosystem there just within that mountain range. And you're coming from sea level and you're going up the mountain, and you see fog, and then you go up a little bit further, and then it feels as if you can almost touch the clouds. You're in a car, but the clouds are so close, it's incredible. And so it was like there was a space between the clouds up there and the fog down here, and a bit of clearing in the middle. And so I just felt as if nature is so incredible. Within just a space of a few minutes drive, things change so dramatically, but also so beautifully. And so even though we've stopped thinking about nature as sacred. We used to think it was sacred, and now that feeling seems to have gone away. But nature still is sacred itself and so beautiful. And so it was a deeply moving spiritual experience for me. And the sound of the earth that's reaching me today is a cry for help, because we've violated it, we've had so much aggression against it, and nature still continues to give to us and take care of us. You know, think about the millennia that nature has served us, and yet we've done things that are very extreme against nature. But now I think nature is saying to us, I've helped you, now it's time for you to support me and give me something in return. And so to give loving thoughts and good vibrations to nature is very, very important.
It's beautiful. It's like the sacredness in nature reminds us of our own sacred inner world, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. And somehow I seem to remember God more easily in nature than in the city.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, beautiful. So Isabel, given your long-standing work with environmental issues, is there anything you will do different after this COP, and in both personal and professional level?
I wouldn't say I would do differently, but I think that's something that we all should think as a society. And in Brazil, this is a very strong thing. Today is the 20th of November, and here in Brazil, it's a holiday for Black Consciousness Day, to mark the time when people were slaved from Africa to here. So it's for us very important to bring Black movements to the table so that they also have a voice. They do have a voice, but that they can be in the decisions, making the decisions. And in here, what I do think it's important is to bring you were saying about the nature and how we have to protect it, is how we can put people, the defenders of the nature, the original defenders of the nature, to the table. So here in Brazil, we have the Indigenous movements and also the Black movements that have been these people who are protecting the nature from their origins. We have traditional African descent people called quilombolas, and their traditional practice are very much in contact with nature. So, I mean, I think for us in Brazil, this is something very important to have. As you said, our president, the territories, the indigenous territories, how do you say that in English? In Portuguese, is demarcar the territories.
The territories, yeah.
Yes, and also quilombolas. So I think this for me is a game changer. We can no longer make decisions without these people on the table.
And then we could have some children also.
Oh yes, I think I don't even have words to mention how youth are doing the job that we didn't do in facing the climate crisis. They're really getting the responsibilities from themselves, like even though it's not their fault, they were not the ones causing it, but they know that they are going to be the ones more affected by this emergency. So I really see a strength in the youth and children movements that I don't see in adults movements. They are coming forward with strong message that they were not tolerating us adults doing taking bad decisions anymore for them. And also we have a lot of youth, the faith youth here at COP. There are a lot of movements of youth, of faith youth that are here participating and joining all the activities, including inside the Blue Zone. There was a children's summit together with the People Summit in the university. There was a children's summit, and they ended up with the declaration. It's a very beautiful declaration that the children came up with.
Yeah.
Yes, so this is something that we really have to also bring to the world to see that children were also joined here to say what they think.
I remember a story of the last COP that one of the presidents, the directors of a big fossil fuel company, he had a small daughter, and she asked him about her future and what dad was doing to secure her future, and he didn't know what to say. And that hit the news, because when it hits you on a personal level, then it's different.
Yes.
But anyhow, we're coming towards the end of our conversation, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think we'll end by asking Sister Jayanti to guide a short meditation.
Yes,
Is
please.
it possible with voice?
Yes.
And to send good wishes to the earth. And yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go on an inner journey and come to the awareness of the inner being, the soul. And as I go deeper and deeper within myself, I find that silent space, which is my own original state of being. I am a being of peace. I'd forgotten myself, and I was looking for peace outside. But now I remember, I am that being of peace. And as I stay in this awareness, I can sense the presence of the divine. And from the supreme, the divine being, the parent of all of us, come the rays of light and love that surround us. My heart opens up, and I'm able to fill myself with joy that is a joy beyond senses. Keeping this vision of a world surrounded by God's light and love, harmony returns to the soul, to the family, the community, but also it extends to all forms of life and to the planet, so that all on the planet and all within the planet are recharged, energized by this light and love. And the process of cleansing takes place so that we may have a new beginning. Om Shanti.
Lovely, beautiful. I'm sure the peaceful vibration reached all the way through the camera to all the listeners online. So thank you to both of you for the conversation, for being the voices. And thank you to your listeners. Thanks to all supporters and volunteers behind the scene. So this was this is now the end of part 1 of this session. So please stay with us. In 5 minutes we will have a part 2 of the indigenous and spiritual voices of the earth. So otherwise you find more information on our website echo.brahmakumaris.org, and I say good evening and good night from Belém in Brazil. Okay, welcome to COP30 in Belém, Brazil. I'm Sonja from the Brahma Kumaris Environment Initiative, and we have now been here for 2 days. And we have a big group here together in the COP. And our main purpose here is to bring peace, is to bring calm and silence to this very noisy, to this very chaotic and stressful environment.
And we believe when you are peaceful, you will actually align with yourself and your values, and you will take better decisions. Here in the COP, we have a new project called Global Ethical Stocktake, launched by the Brazilian presidency, and is asking everyone to check in their personal, regional, national, ethical. What are my ethics? What's my consciousness telling me to do? And my inner ethics and principle will guide me to take the right decision. And here in COP, yes, we have an exhibition. Today we inaugurated the stand, and we were 11 of us there, and we had actually some symbols and some sweets from India, and we inaugurated our stand. And also Golo had a program in the International Solar Hub talking about renewable energy and linking that to ethics, to peace, and to care for the environment. And Maureen today, she also had a side event together with other faith-based organizations talking about climate justice, talking about the ethical stocktake and aligning with your inner conscience. So we are going to be here for 2 weeks, and we'll have programs every day. Every evening we do live stream from our ClimateWisdom studio, where we invite 2 guests, head of organizations, civil society, politicians, and we ask them about personal motivation to be here, what their plans for the future are, and what their plans for the action and practical implementation are. So we are getting busy, and we're also getting used to the very hot climate here in Belém, and I'm looking forward to be with you these 2 weeks. Thank you.